Hey, party people. It is actually just Cayla, and the reason for that is I was very sick last week, and so was my daughter, so we weren't able to record or post. And then this week, Carah is super busy with 2 jobs and school and life, and I just didn't feel right having another week pass without an episode. So you just have me today. I hope that's okay. We're learning to roll with the punches because life happens. And yeah, so I had absolutely no idea what I should talk about when I'm all by my lonesome. Literally, I have nobody. So this might be a total flop, but I still wanted to get an episode out, so we are gonna try. I thought it might be interesting to read a few Reddit stories, and I tried to narrow them down to like the funniest ones possible because you know me, I'm not really that serious. I'm kind of a goofy goober, so why not read a couple funny Reddit stories, you know? So I guess we'll just jump right into it. I didn't want to read these beforehand, so if I read any and they're complete duds, I will just not add them to the episode. Okay, this person says that they are frequently asked to retell this story. My friends and I were at a bar, and a cover band was playing. The lead singer was being obnoxious. He was hitting on all the women in the audience in a very lewd manner, and he was being far too pretentious for being in a cover band. It was making everyone uncomfortable and annoyed. At one point, during the show, he says, "I would like someone special to take the microphone and say a few words." He then lowered the microphone stand so that the microphone was right where his crotch was. I don't know how he had originally planned this segment to pan out, but before he could say anything, I yelled in a high-pitched voice, "I'm so tiny!" The singer was stunned. The audience laughed and cheered. Clearly flustered, he awkwardly raised the stand again and went into the next song. I don't think I'll ever have that good of a comeback again. Hey, she was quick and witty about that. That's totally something I would do. That's fantastic. Okay, this next person says, probably the time I threw up in my sister's eye. I had just chugged a Pepsi and my sister was lying down on her bed. With a glint of evil in my eyes, I leaned over, getting ready to let out the largest belch that was stirring in me. She looks up at me, and I get ready to release this horrid belch in her face. Instead of belch, I threw up, bile, and Pepsi in her eye. She ran to the bathroom screaming, "You threw up in my eye! Oh God, it burns!" I was laughing so hard I ended up throwing up on myself. That was 10 years ago, and we both can't tell the story without laughing at it. Oh, that's so funny. I wish I could puke in my sister's eye. Oh, God. Okay, that one's way too long. Also, guys, fun fact, I always say, like, it's not a learning disability, but I think I'm dyslexic or something because reading is not my forte. So the fact that I just got through those without stuttering is like a little victory, okay? So cheers to that. Oh my goodness. Um, okay, this says easily my most requested story is the time I broke my toe during sex. So this was several years ago. A little backstory first. I'm generally not ticklish at all, except for a single spot on my back. It's a cluster of nerves or something like that. When poked, makes me freak the fuck out and usually makes a leg kick out. Anyway, while going at it on this couch at my place, she unintentionally grips my back right on the sensitive spot. Oh, my back right on the sensitive spot. Dirt. My leg straightens right into this pillar off of the side of the couch, and I clip the edge with my pinky toe with a gross crack. I don't know if this is making sense to you guys, but my brain isn't like connecting that this is a thing. Now, I was young and she was hot, so I didn't pay much attention to it until 30 seconds after when I glanced at my foot and see the toe bent 90 degrees off to the side and turning this gross shade of blue. The same shade as my balls after having to stop and drive to the hospital. Oh my God. Oh. Okay, this one says, when I was 3, I stuck my penis in between the flaps of a toilet while I was taking a shit. Oh my god, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. As I was only 3, I needed help wiping. As soon as my mom comes in to help me pee, I stand up quickly and I rip my 3. I told you guys I was not reading these ahead of time. So now this is really shit. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to. As I was only 3, I needed help wiping. As soon as my mom comes in to help wipe me, I stand up quickly and I rip my 3-year-old dick in half at the base. That was hard. I could see the outside of my urethra. I was rushed to the hospital with my underwear stuffed with toilet paper. I received 6 stitches, which I paraded around proudly once I returned home. Today, his name is aptly Scarface. Oh, that's great. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, this one says, I went to Tahoe with some friends and ended up gambling at the blackjack tables. At one table, there were 2 guys sitting next to us that were completely wasted and being hilarious. One of the guys gets 21 and stands up and yells at the top of his lungs, "Winner, winner, apple pie." I look at the guy and say, "What the fuck? I thought it was chicken dinner." And he replies, "Nobody fucking likes chicken and everybody loves apple pie." I've been saying that phrase ever since. Okay, that's cute, but I don't know if this is like totally an unpopular opinion, but I would much rather eat chicken than apple pie. I actually despise apple pie. I would take any other pie than apple. I actually also don't like pie, period. I also don't really like desserts, so I guess this is just not even a topic for me, so sorry to go on that rant. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, this one says, this isn't my most requested story, but my friend's story most requested by me. He's a doctor. Yes, this is a shit story. This is his story of when an old woman in a bed in a hospital was projectile shitting across the room, as if the old lady was a water cannon and the shit was the water, hitting the other side of the room, with nurses and doctors having to duck and or run through the shit blast to get around to the other side of the bed. Somehow, it made it funnier that it was a very apologetic little old lady. When I am in need of crying my eyes out with laughter, I always request this story. Maybe it's the way he tells it. Being drunk also helps. I love how he said this is a shit story. Thank you for the heads up. Oh my goodness. This is really short. Let's see what this says. A few years ago, my car got stolen out of my driveway in the middle of the day while I was home, and I didn't hear the thieves taking it because I was playing Grand Theft Auto with the sound up. Oh man, I love it. I can relate. Okay, so I just need to interject for a second. If you hear humming or like a little bit of a squeak at any point, like right now, you should hear it in the background. My furnace is extremely loud, and because I'm not with Carah, I don't have my full setup that I usually have. So I'm really, really sorry if it's obnoxious, but this will not happen all the time. Like I said, hopefully we will get back into our regular scheduled recording with our good equipment very, very shortly. So I think that is as much of the like funny stories that I'm gonna do, but I do want to do another section here. And total disclaimer, I'm kind of stealing it from friends of mine that have their own podcast. I have never heard of Am I the Asshole threads on Reddit. I actually learned about it from them. So I wanted to read a couple of those. Shout out to Kim and Dana. They have the One Where We podcast, and I believe they're available to listen to everywhere, just like we are. So check them out if you want to, but I just wanted to give them the credit because I completely did not think of this. But since I'm alone, it's really hard to think of stuff to talk about. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. Oh, just so you guys know, if you don't know what Am I the Asshole is, you're basically in a debate of whether or not they're an asshole or not. So once you hear the story, you can decide if you agree with me, if they're an asshole or not. And then you can actually let me know, because I'm totally curious if I'm just completely seeing this one-sided or what. So yeah. Am I the asshole for keeping my relationship a secret? If you have read my post history, you should be aware that I am divorcing. I have finally come to terms with the fact that my marriage is over, especially after my ex started seeing a close friend of mine. It's been hard to accept that the man who has been my rock for over 2 decades will not be in my future. But I decided a few weeks ago that I need to stop sitting on my butt in tears and move on. I went out with one of my adult children one night and met a guy who I have to say I like a lot. We'll call him Alex, 36. My daughter, who was with me that night, left before I went home with him and hasn't asked since. And I have been loving our little bubble. He's spent some time at my house only when I'm home alone. A couple days ago, we were out having lunch when we ran into 2 of my kids. I was able to play it off as business meeting, but I know they didn't really buy it. I got drunk with some girlfriends the night after my encounter with my girls, and I told my friends everything. They were supportive, but in my drunken state, I forgot how big of a gossip one of my besties is. Today, my kids called me outraged that they had to hear about my new relationship from an outside source. They called me choice words for dating a man who's younger than my oldest, which I called them shallow for, and they laid into me about no more kids. In my opinion, it's my life, and I don't owe them any explanations. Am I the asshole for keeping this from them? Okay. Honestly, I see both sides. So I'm extremely close to my mom and my sister. So it's kind of like we're not really mom-sister relationships. We're just kind of like all friends, including other family members. Like I'm really close with my aunt and stuff. So we literally tell each other everything. So the fact that it would not have been told to me, I can understand why it would be annoying to the kids. However, Mama needs to do what Mama needs to do. Okay? I don't think it's any of her kids' business, whether they're adults or not. Same thing goes for them. If they're adults, whoever they see is their business. They don't need to run to their mom and tell them, or tell her. So, no, I do not think that this mom is an asshole. Okay, this next one is, am I the asshole for being disrespectful to fat-phobic grandma? Oh my. My grandma, 79 female, and my grandpa, 79 male, came to visit me, 16 female, and my family for a week. My grandma has always been fat-phobic, commenting on people's bodies, weights, and suggesting that I work out to get a smaller butt, when I in fact lift to grow my glutes. We were at an Italian restaurant a few days ago, and my grandparents were splitting a pasta bowl because neither were hungry. I had a big delicious slice of lasagna myself, and everyone was eating happily. When my grandpa had finished, my dad noticed that he was eyeing the garlic bread. My dad offered him the rest of the garlic bread, and my grandma began. She started saying things like, don't overeat, and he doesn't need it, which then became, he already has that big of a belly he needs to lose. It's going to give him a heart attack. I have a history of disordered eating, so things like this are triggering to me. I began telling her not to say that, and that weight doesn't define health, and my grandpa should eat what he wants. I was immediately yelled at by my mom for being disrespectful, and told that I shouldn't tell my grandma what she can say. My dad repeated that she can talk to her husband how she likes, and I'm not respecting my elders. I was a bit harsh, but I think I was justified. I was forced to apologize, but I was not happy about it. My family makes constant comments about bodies and talks about fatness with a combination of pity and disgust, but mostly disgust. My grandma won't shut up about her calories burned and is constantly reading off her new Apple Watch about her daily stats. I feel like I'm going to snap, but every time I try to correct something or say that I'm triggered, I either get called a snowflake or disrespectful. Should I shut up and let my grandma say what she wants, or should I keep correcting my elders? Am I being disrespectful? Am I the asshole? So, this is really actually hard. And it's great because I didn't read this ahead of time. So, like, you're totally getting my live reaction to this. I have family members that make comments, and they're known for making comments. And I don't even know if they know that they are known as the family member that makes comments. So this is actually triggering to me because I get it. Oh, it's so hard because I'm all about respect. I really am. But, okay, the thing is, this grandma is old. What did they say? 79? Yeah, she's 79 years old. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. This woman is not going to change now. So honestly, I think biting your tongue is the best thing to do. You what? Oh gosh.
Hi, and Peter, I'm playing with grocery shopping, pretend one. I have everything I need for grocery shopping. I saw a cart out of nowhere last time. I have so many memories when I have. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm not sure you know what you're trying to say. Oh my gosh. Look at, she's going to be a little podcaster. Oh, I'm so sorry. I think she was trying to say, why are you back?
Can't you see me?
No, honey, they can't see you.
Look, I got plenty of food, but I can't bring the rest out.
Oh, okay, so back to the fat shaming. You, I'm saying you as in the author of this story, was a 16-year-old. You as a 16-year-old, there's no point to correct the 79-year-old, okay? I applaud you for trying to stand up for what is right, and your grandfather should be able to eat what he wants, especially at 79 years old. Like, how much more time does he have left? I don't mean to be gruesome, but let the guy eat what he wants to eat, okay? Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to... It is so hard because respect is a big thing, and you're 16 years old. You should close your mouth, even if you think that what they're doing is wrong. But at the same time, I think the 16-year-old is just as wrong as a 79-year-old. Like, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'm going to say in general, no, I don't think you're an asshole. I think you're doing the right thing. So the whole main part, or the whole main reason for these things is, am I the asshole? That is the name of this. No, you're not an asshole. You're not just being a little spoiled teenage brat, okay? You're actually standing up for something, and you're saying, like, fat shaming is not okay, you know? So I applaud you for that. So no, I do not think you're the asshole. However, just for the sake of family arguments, let's just let what little old granny says slide. Your grandpa's been with her for how many years, you know? I'm sure he's used to the comments, and as much as he might not like them, he's okay with them. He tolerates them. So he must love her for other reasons, and that's that. This is great. Well, I don't know if it's great, but the title is, Am I the asshole for asking that someone not share Wordle spoilers on social media? Okay, now, I don't know if you guys know what Wordle is, but it is a daily word puzzle where you have to guess a word, and then you see if the letters are actually in that word, and you have a few attempts to try it before losing. So, yeah, daily word puzzle. I was watching Instagram stories this morning when a friend shared a screenshot of today's Wordle. She was incredibly proud of the fact that she managed to solve it in 2 guesses. While I was excited for her as well, I was a little annoyed. I hadn't gotten on to play yet, and now there's no point because I know the answer. I sent a DM to her asking if she could please just post the colored blocks or wait until the following day to share the Wordle answer because she had spoiled that for me. I went under the assumption that maybe she was new to the game and didn't realize that everybody got the same word. She got very offended by this and responded by calling me a buzzkill. Now, maybe I was a little snarky in replying right back at you to her message. However, I felt that the buzzkill label went both ways, especially since her spoiler completely ruined my game experience. I know that what people post on social media is their business, and I can choose to follow whoever I want and block whoever I want. If someone wants to post Wordle spoilers, I can't do anything to stop them. However, I'm now wondering if sending a message with that request was an a-hole move, or if this person was the a-hole for sharing the spoiler. Oh my goodness. They are the a-hole. And they completely just probably it blanked. They didn't realize, okay, oh my God, I'm about to maybe ruin people's game. Like, I don't think they intentionally posted it like, oh, haha, we're going to screw some people over today and spoil their Wordle. No. But it was like a mindless thing, and they just posted it. And the reason I feel so strongly about this is because not just Wordle, but like TV shows and stuff. Literally, a show will air, and the next day, everyone is posting memes, spoiling it, telling me who died, saying, I can't believe this person's gone, yada, yada, the whole nine. And it really does bother me because this is 2022. Rarely are people watching things the day they come out. Also, if it's like a binging situation and an entire season comes out, I have a 4-year-old and I have a life. I have things to do. I cannot watch all 10 episodes in a day. So, yes, I know we're not the same. If the tables were turned and I watched everything in a day, I would never, ever, ever spoil people. First of all, I would give a mega warning if I wanted to talk about it with anybody. Or I would say, oh, if you saw this, message me. That's how you talk about things and not spoil it for others. But like Wordle, you can't, there's no coming back from it. If they say the word was lucky, you cannot play it that day. You literally can't because you already know it. There's no point. So I completely get it. There's also a nice way to say things to people. Like you could be like, hey, I'm not sure if you realized, but we all have the same word and I didn't get a chance to play it yet. And you said it. So now I know the word. So now I can't play it until tomorrow. And I just am worried that you're going to, if you do really good again and get it in only one guess or two guesses, you might potentially post it again. And it did ruin it for me. I'm not trying to be a jerk, but like, that's the fact. You could say it like that. Don't just attack someone because I wholeheartedly think she did it on, not accident, but you guys get what I'm saying. So, no, you're not an asshole for telling her that she spoiled you because there is a chance people don't like put two and two together and realize. But yeah, I think I'm going to do one last one and then call it a day. This one says, am I the asshole for canceling a Facebook Marketplace meetup 30 minutes before? Last night I saw some bowls on Facebook Marketplace and I was going to buy them today at 1 p.m. At around 12:30 p.m. today, a family friend dropped by with some bowls she was planning to get rid of, so I took them instead. I messaged the seller to let them know that I wouldn't need to buy hers anymore and apologize for the inconvenience. She replied that she was a bit peeved that I told her 15 minutes before we were supposed to meet. I guess she saw the message at 12:45 because she arranged her day around 1 o'clock and then she blocked me before I could explain. I feel bad for messing up her schedule, especially since I was the one who said 1 p.m., but I didn't expect my family member to come over and told her as soon as I knew. At that time, I personally wouldn't schedule my day around $5 worth of stuff. When I sell stuff, I just suggest another time or do the bin system. Is she overreacting or am I the asshole? I don't know. This is hard for me because I do know stuff comes up and I try to be, thoughtful and compassionate about that. And I don't mean to sound like a dick, but they were bowls. Like, it's not like it was this giant expensive thing and people traveled 3 hours to get it and they were like screwing you over. Like, they were bowls. So I'm just like having a hard time feeling bad for the seller. I don't know. Do I sound like a dick? Like, am I the asshole? Because shit happens. Like, this is my thing. I've had to learn to roll with the punches through life. Shit happens to me, shit happens to others. If I was selling bowls to somebody and we were meeting at 1 and they told me with 30 to 15 minutes notice, yes, absolutely, I would be annoyed. 100%. But it would not be the end all be all of my existence. You know, it's fine. Move on. Someone else will want the bowls, and if they don't, this person said they were $5. Do not let your world crumble over $5, my man. Okay? So you're an asshole for canceling, but you didn't do it to be malicious. So I don't know. Nobody's the asshole. Period. Okay, so we are going to end this here. It was fun to read some stories and just kick back and relax. I really hope Carah is available soon because I do not like doing this by myself. Oh my god. Guys, I'm mid-stretch. Wow. That was the best stretch of my life. Thank you guys for listening to me yap for Lord knows how long. I don't know how long this is going to be. But I will catch you in the next one. And it should be another draft. We're going to get our people together and we're going to make this happen. So if I'm wrong, sorry. Ignore me. If I'm right, we'll see you in the next one when it's another telepathy draft. Woo woo. Bye, people.